Hello everyone! This story was created by Jessica Samaroo, Nirvanaa Dulan, and Jeneal Samaroo. We are ChildLine Virtual Ambassadors. The story is called Teamwork Makes the Dream Work. Once upon a time, there was an animal school in a faraway land. It was hidden in the deep forest to the south. This is where terrestrial animals of all species came from around the world to learn how to be the best animal they can possibly be. It teaches and enables responsibility, strength, respect, honor, dignity, and pride, amongst others, but it also trains these animals to have the necessary skills needed to survive on their own, such as hunting and caring for their young. This school consists of juniors and seniors. As usual, the status quo gave the seniors their chance to take charge of the school, some more than others. The thing about this year was that there were 3 animals who stood apart from the other students. They were Terry the tiger, Mavis the monkey, and Olivia the owl. These 3 animals were all different physically, but had one big thing in common. They were all really stubborn when it came to accepting help from others. They believed that if they could not have done it, then no one could have. They refused to take or give help in any form or fashion. They wanted to do everything by themselves and were hasty in the way they went about it. They were convinced that they were the best. All 3 of them went through their entire senior year with this mindset until their last gym class, where they had a change of heart. It came time for their final assessment that would determine if they were able to graduate and leave school or remain and duplicate their senior year at school. Terry, Mavis, and Olivia were really confident as they had been passing this class with flying colors since they began in their junior year. But what they didn't know was that this was not just another practical exam. This one was one that would change their entire outlook on life. Giselle was the gym teacher at that time and had been noticing the stagnant behavior in her students, and she was not going to send those students out into the real world as long as they were possessing that sort of attitude. She designed an obstacle course in which she was sure that not one of them could have completed on their own, and decided that it was this exercise that would determine whether or not these 3 students graduated. They compiled 3 different activities: running, swimming, and flying. These all accommodated one of their strengths, but 2 of their weaknesses, to ensure that they would in turn be dependent on one another to complete their assessment. All 3 of them did not take into consideration that they might at some point need some help. Instead, they went in with their heads held high, thinking that there was nothing going to stop them. Unfortunately for them, they thought wrong. After multiple unsuccessful tries, they all made it back to the starting line, breathless and tired. This is when they became shocked on realizing that all of their classmates were on the other side of the finish line, celebrating as they have passed their senior years. However, the 3 of them at the starting line felt hopeless and began to give up. Then and there, Giselle stood behind them and said,
"Why don't we try it one last time?"
They were hesitant and mumbled one after the other.
"I have tried a lot of times and failed. What is one more failed I'm going to do?"
Giselle responded with this statement:
"You tried alone and you were unsuccessful. The difference between you and your fellow classmates is that they worked together, got the job done, and was, in the end, successful. But you all went in blind to the help that each one of you could have provided and received from one another. Again, but try together. Work as a team. It is the only way to reach the finish line."
They looked at each other and decided to give it a try, as they thought to themselves that there was nothing more they could lose at this point. With this tactic, they were, without a doubt, successful as they completed each stage of the course without any challenges. Terry ran, Mavis swam, and Olivia flew. With that, they arrived at the finish line and were allowed to graduate school. In addition to these 3 now best friends, everyone hearing the story can learn the same lesson that was taught to the animals. They wanted to be the best at their kind, but weren't able to do so without one another. Knowing that his students had received the message she was giving to them, Jeneal happily retired, knowing that she did a good job in preparing his students for the real world. The end.